Hi, I'm Christy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm here to react to the Bridgerton Season 3 little teaser that they gave us. So this teaser, trailer, whatever it's going to be, has been a long time coming. So I am very excited, kind of anxiously excited, I guess, to watch it. I am excited that they're finally putting it out because it's going to have been over 2 years since Season 2 dropped once Season 3 does come out. So a very long time in there, which I totally get because of strikes and things like that. But I am excited to see a historical romance show kind of back on Netflix. So I've only had my channel for a year and a half, so I have never like reacted or done anything Bridgerton show related, just because once I did start, like Season 2 had already come out. Season 1 was definitely already done. So Season 3, I want to like react to all the things, react to this teaser, react to the trailer if they give us that later, talk about the show after we all watch it, all the things. So I am wearing my Bridgerton siblings slash family sweatshirt today to kind of watch this and chat about it today. I got this sweatshirt off of Etsy years ago. The shop is actually closed now, but I'm sure you can find other similar like Bridgerton inspired things on Etsy, so definitely check there. So the teaser dropped today and I haven't watched it yet. Like it did show up on my feed and then as well as like friends sharing it in their stories, and as soon as it hopped on, like I swiped out of there so fast. As soon as I saw the characters talking, I was out because I wanted to have this like full reaction to the whole thing and film it. So we're gonna get into that in a bit. So I kind of wanted to talk about my feelings on the Bridgerton show in general first. So historical romance is my favorite subgenre of romance. I love them so much. I was devouring historical romances in 2020, like I think most of us were. And so when the announcement and all of that came out for Bridgerton, that is when I read the series for the first time. So I read the whole series before the first season came out, which it came out I think in like December of 2020, I want to say. So I wasn't new to the genre, but that was the first time that I had read Julia Quinn. I had kind of put her off before, and so I read them for that. I still really like the series as a whole. I definitely have some favorites in there, but like it is definitely not an all-time favorite historical romance series by any means for me. Like I just love that we have an adaptation of historical romance, so I think that is my hype around the show in general. And like at the time and still now, I had hoped that it would pick up other series and things like that to get adaptations of, which hasn't happened really, but like I'm still hoping that that's the case because there's so many good series out there that I would love to see adapted. So maybe one day. So season 1 came out and I really loved what they did with it. I loved how they kind of made it modern-ish with like the mix of the music in there, the sets and the costumes and the cast. Everything was beautiful, looked beautiful. While book 1 is still one of my probably least favorite in the series, I was still just excited to see it on screen, see people falling in love with historical romances. So season 2, I went into it with some high hopes. Like I knew they would obviously change things. I am an avid movie watcher, TV show watcher. Like I've seen tons of adapted shows in the past, so I know they're not always going to make them like page for page and things like that. Like even with season 1 for book 1, they made some changes as well, but overall it was the basic gist of the book. So I figured they were going to do that again with season 2, which like I said, The Viscount Who Loved Me is one of my favorite books in the series. So I had high hopes because I feel like that book is perfect. It has everything. It has humor, emotion, chemistry, banter, the hate to love vibes. Like it has it all. There are so many hilarious moments that I wish we would have seen in the show. I am still so upset with how season 2 went. I don't think I'll ever get over that. So my excitement level and hype for the series in general, for the adaptation series, I should say, like has kind of, I don't know, like I'm kind of excited, but kind of like not. And like, I don't have any hopes anymore, like if that makes sense, because of what a disaster season 2 was. Like I don't care, nobody can convince me that that season was good. It was absolutely not. I couldn't stand what they did to the book, to the couple. I couldn't stand what they did with the character dynamics, like just messing with all of these things. If you haven't read book 2, like I highly recommend going and reading it. And then if you've already watched season 2, like just see what they did to us. But anyway, so we all assumed that they were going to be following every book in the series kind of in order, but they definitely started to make some changes with characters, even in the season 1 and of course definitely season 2. They introduced a lot of characters that either weren't in the books or that we hadn't seen yet or that we shouldn't have seen yet until future books. So then they also decided to skip over the next book in the series, which was supposed to be Benedict's book, Benedict and Sophie. They have completely skipped over that like storyline. We haven't met Sophie yet as far as I know. So Benedict's book was supposed to be next, but we're apparently skipping it over. I have some thoughts on that. Like, I don't even know if they're going to give him now his own season in the show at all. Like if they're just going to push his story into like the sideline of one of the other seasons. So we shall see. I'm hoping they continue on with all the books. Like I said, especially 6, because that's my favorite. We'll see if we ever get to that. I don't know. But so they decided to jump over book 3 and just hop right into a book 4, which is Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which is Penelope and Colin's book. I know that they really set up these characters in the show series, and so people were for kind of fangirling and wanting Colin and Penelope's book. So I feel like that's what they kind of did, is wanted to appease the fans, and so they immediately jumped into their book because they have set them up in the series so far. So this is Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which, like I said, this is book 4 in the series. So this follows Colin and Penelope. Here is their step back as well. Absolutely love the original step backs in the original printings. So when I read their book, I actually liked it. I appreciated the story. I love a friends to lovers setup, which is what their book is. So at the time when I read it, like I said, it's only the 4th book in the series. I liked it. At the end of the series, it's definitely not one of my favorites, but I feel like it was solid when I read it, which was over 4 years ago now. So in this book, we basically see Colin and Penelope as friends. Their families have been friends for years. She's actually best friends with his sister Eloise. And so she's been around the Bridgerton family for, I feel like, a decade. And so in this book, Colin had gone away, and so now he is back, and he kind of went out and explored the continent and did all these things, had his years away from the family and from the Ton. So now he was back, and now it is his chance to kind of be with Penelope and see her in a different light. And so we kind of see their development of this like friends to lovers setup, pretty much. Like, she has pined for him for years, which actually in this book, it's already going to be different from the TV series, because in this book is when Lady Whistledown is finally revealed. Like, we didn't know that Penelope was Lady Whistledown until this book. So that's already going to be different as well. So season 3, I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to be kind of apprehensive about it as well. Like, I really loved what they did with Queen Charlotte, which was kind of a spin-off show. I loved that one so much. And we'll kind of see what they do with season 3. Like, I've heard they actually do have new showrunners for season 3, which I think is interesting. So we'll see kind of if they stick more to the books. I feel like they said they were going to, but we shall see, because they've already made some kind of big changes with some characters that are going to obviously affect what the character should be like according to the books. With Penelope's character in general, I feel like in the show, they have made her just kind of more vindictive and like kind of more of a mean person, which I don't really love that vibe for her, because she didn't really have that in the books. So we'll see, because like her and Eloise had a huge falling out in the show. I know that she obviously overheard Colin before, and so we'll kind of see where that goes, because I haven't loved her reactions. So let's just watch the teaser together. So let me pull this up, screen record it.
Good night, Mr. Bridgerton.
Do you not need a chaperone?
Spinsters do not need chaperones.
You are not a spinster.
I'm in my 3rd year on the marriage mark with no prospects to show for it. What would you call that?
Something wrong? Pen. Between us, I mean. I wrote to you this summer, as I always do, and, well, you did not respond. Admittedly, very few did, but if you are going to make me say it out loud, I miss you.
You miss me. You miss me, but you had never caught me, is that correct?
Pen, I
overheard you at my mama's ball last season, telling everyone how you would never, ever court Penelope Featherington.
Perhaps we should talk about this somewhere more private.
Because I embarrass you. Of course you would never court me. I am the laughingstock of the Ton, even when I changed my entire wardrobe. It just never occurred to me that you, of all people, could be so cruel.
Okay, so we watched it. So that was, what, a minute of a like little teaser. I'll be curious what the rest of the trailer brings as well, to kind of see what happens there. So my thoughts are, like I was saying earlier, I feel like they've definitely made Penelope more vindictive and kind of mean. Like, her whole reaction to him there just kind of gave off a lot of attitude, which, I mean, I get from what she heard in the show. I feel like they made that different than what she overheard in the books. So that's already like a change as well. So I feel like he's gonna have to grovel for her. I don't really love their chemistry. I don't see any of that between their characters. I'm not really a fan of the casting for Colin personally. So we'll see how this one goes. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, hopefully he's gonna grovel. Like, I'm sure we're gonna see some of the other siblings as well make appearances in there. I know they've already like recast, I think, Francesca's character, I think somebody said, or the actor for that character. Like, are we gonna get more Benedict in here? I wonder if they're gonna put his season in with these, if they're gonna push his season to the next one, which that's supposed to be Eloise's book. So we'll see. Like, I'm super curious to see how this goes. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Also, like, the splitting up of the season in 2 parts is an interesting choice by them. We'll see. So those are my thoughts on season 3 on Bridgerton. Definitely let me know in the comments if you're going to be watching season 3, if you're excited for it, what your thoughts are, any of those things, what you've thought of the show so far, if you've read the books, any of the things you want to talk about Bridgerton related, definitely do so. I'll definitely have some more Bridgerton content coming as well in the future. Like if they give us an actual trailer, I'll definitely react to that. And then of course, like I said, I'll watch the show and kind of talk about it after as well. So I am excited for that, just like Bridgerton content in general, more historical romance content coming from not only me, but like other creators as well. I can't wait to have my feed filled up with more historical romances again. So yeah, if you want to leave me an emoji instead to let me know that you watched this video, maybe leave me like the pen and paper, since this is Penelope's book and she is Lady Whistledown, so her little like scandal sheet writing, so do that, like the pencil and paper thing. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, let me know all the things in the comments. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I will see you in my next one.